Yes, Sirski, you know it's your boy coming back at you with another video today. Welcome to D's Daily DD, right? This is the due diligence channel, right? Where we do our homework, we do our research, and we stay up to date with the most current information, right? So massive shout out to everybody who stopped by yesterday. I could tell people really liked the information, right, that I put out in the past two videos. Crazy views, crazy likes, comments, all that stuff. Thank you to anybody who watched and paid attention, right? Because like I was saying, there was some key words in there that proved a lot of things that we've been talking about, especially the apes with AMC, right? And how the changes are coming, and it's going to be a good deal. It's going to be a good change for us, right? For the public and retail investors, and to have more transparency and to be able to see a lot of this information. I think it's going to be basically like a Ortix, style of data, just like every day they're going to be reporting, and I think it's going to be for free, right? Because that's what the documents were saying, and some of the stuff that I highlighted yesterday, right, pointed out that a lot of these subscriptions are really expensive, and that they don't even have the full data. All right, guys, so yeah, let's keep this thing going, right? I do have some things I want to talk about. So today we're just going to look over some charts, right? We're going to look over some articles, and we're going to look over just some sentiment, right, stuff. So I'm talking about AMC, I'm going to talk about Lucid, I'm going to talk about BBIG, okay? And today was a green day. I'm happy, right? My portfolios are green, in the green. AMC had a crazy day. It was up freaking 15% at one point. So massive swings today. We closed up 4.92%, right? Okay, cool. So let's jump into it, guys. I got you right here. The first thing, I'm going to point out is this article, guys. It's for, it refers to Melvin Capital, right? So we know that they're down and they're in trouble, right? Because they're starting a new a new fund that will be called Melvin Capital Long Only. Okay, so it seems like they're switching from going short to going long, and because they know that retail's not leaving, guys, and that shorting game that they've been doing, right, it's basically over, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, but just from the data, I think that shorts are going to begin to their exits. Okay, and I'm talking about like in the whole market. You saw some stocks today, like Excel, I think ran like 20%. You saw some stocks that were like 25, 30%, 15%. A lot of green today, right? So I think that shorts are like getting it, and they're like, oh crap, they're coming for us, right? The reporting is changing and everything like that on the daily, the time, everything about it. Like I said, if you want to go check it out, it's in my past two videos, okay? So Melvin Capital, that nearly lost 7 billion early last year by betting stocks against stocks like GME would tumble, wants to raise money for a new portfolio, according to regulatory filing made on Monday. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on this because the new launch comes at a critical time for Gabriel Plotkin, Melvin's founder, who has established himself as one of Wall Street's most gifted traders, right? But and then they say the band of retail investors ganged up on the firm last year to inflict heavy losses. They lost 39% in 2021, right? They're trying to win back investors' trust, but without employing a strategy Wall Street thought it was especially good at selling stocks short, right? But the shorting game's over, so that's why they're not making money, right? All right, and then so far this year, let's see where to point out right here. So they had lost about 54%, and then they gained back a little bit, but starting off the year, let's see right here, I think it's going to point it out right here. Where is it? So now investors worry Plotkin's new fund might signal that he has lost the nerve to short. It's the very thing that allows hedge funds to promise clients a way to ride out tumbling markets. Additionally, investors worry it's a tough time to raise fresh cash for a fund with a tainted record, even as investors signal to other managers that they may wish to rotate cash out of technology-oriented funds into the ones that bet on forgotten and less expensive stocks. All right, so they're switching their whole strategy, guys, right? So they're not looking too good over there, right? This is thanks to the apes. Next, we're gonna go over this AMC article, right? I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but they kind of put out like some numbers today, guys, that just gives me, there's all these bullish indicators, right, from here until their earnings, guys. So in my opinion, I think the squeeze can happen within this window, or if not, like right after they release their earnings, okay? And here we go. On Tuesday, they gave investors positive news about its underlying business, and its shares turned higher. Not to say this is a fundamental play, it's a short squeeze play, but it's going to get rid of that thesis or whatever, that theory, like why do you short a company? Because they're doing bad, because they're going down, right? But now AMC's pointing out that they have more money, they're doing good, right? So that whole thing for the shorts also just cancels. That's why like some of them are stuck in their short positions where they started shorting like at $4, $5, right? And they're still down quite a bit. Let's see. So real quick, AMC stock ticker rose 9.7%. Like I said, it was at 15% at the peak. But this is what we have to point out here is the numbers they gave out. All right, so right here, I think. So AMC's preliminary fourth quarter total revenue of 1.17 billion topped expectations for 1.09 billion, and we're well ahead of the 162 million AMC reported in the fourth quarter of 2020. Okay, but both ends of the firm's expected range for adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization or EBITDA. We're well ahead of expectations of 82 million. Benchmark, right, on Tuesday it delivered a huge beat. That's key, guys. Like the earnings hasn't even come out and we're already gonna know that they're gonna beat them, right? The quarter was AMC's strongest in 2 years, and our belief the domestic box office continues to bounce back from the pandemic influenced downturn. Hickory Row. AMC was very profitable and adjusted EBITDA calculation delivered strong positive cash flow. Alrighty, cool. So yeah, so there you have money, right? So last time they had almost 2 billion in the bank. We're gonna have to see how much they have this time, right? But that's in March. I'll link it down below if you guys want to read it, right? Let's move on to the charts. Okay, what I'm gonna point out here is like why we are looking bullish, right? So this is gonna be your daily chart, guys. What I do like about this is that this is a downtrend, right? And we're actually above it, right? We're kind of sticking above it. So what we need is another green day here or two to confirm this reversal, right? Because it bounced off to the bottom of this and it's making its way back up, all right? And like I've been pointing out with the RSI, guys, remember when it was like, it's low, like a lot of traders use this as their indicators. This is also looking bullish, right? It hit a bottom, now it's reversing. You have the MACD too, it's crossing, right? You're starting to get the green bars, guys. And the volume, guys. Okay, the volume was absolutely filthy today. 123 million in volume. When's the last time we saw that? Like back in December. And I think before that, it was like back here in August. All right. So we haven't seen this kind of volume in a long time. That's another bullish signal, okay? That if the volume continues to climb, I'm pretty sure we'll see the price continue to climb. Here you go. See, this is the average. We're like double the average volume right now, guys, right? Let's go down. And the OBV, right? So look, the OBV curled and then the net volume is real, right? You see that it's starting to move up, right? Because like I pointed out in another video, like for the longest time, this thing was kind of flat, right? It's talking about the net volume, but for some reason, the stock price was dropping hard, right? And we went over all the rules yesterday, in my opinion, guys. These hedge funds that was their desperate move, right? They're like, we have to get people out. We have to get people out as much as we can. You know, they had heard about the proposal that they didn't know it was going to go through so fast, but now that it went through, you know, they scared a lot of people out of their positions because we were riding in the 40s, 50s for a long time. But I know that the apes are holding strong, right? So I'm just going to zoom into the 10 minute, let's see, 15 minute. I got this EMA, this Fibonacci right here, extension, right? And so we can see it's bouncing off these levels, guys. You know, what I do want to point out is that we're on an uptrend here, right? It's kind of testing it right here, right? We need to see it bounce. But if we break out of this downtrend, guys, that's going to be a good break, right? Like it will break pretty hard. If it's not the beginning of the squeeze, if it's the short starting to cover, I mean, it's going to go fast. But it'll be a pretty, it's called a technical breakout, right? Because it's testing this, it's bouncing, it's going to break out of this long downtrend that it's been in for a long time, okay? So let me just zoom into the 2 minute. We had early morning, I think it was just like pre-market, you know, we had a gap up, and this went on all the way to 1871 today. Like I said, it's been riding this uptrend here. And I believe we had a lot of day traders that came into this, right, just by the volume today, and then they sold off, right? They just got in and got out. But you know, we're still in this uptrend, guys, okay? So we need to test it. If it does lose it, well, it's going to come back down, all right? And what I want to point out, let's see, here's the SPY, right? So the SPY had a rally today, and a lot of times the SPY brings us down, but it won't pull us up, right? I mean, our chart today looked a little bit different than the SPY. It kind of did its own thing, right? But it's weird how, you know, when it comes down, it helps push down AMC, right? But then when it comes up, it doesn't bring it back up with it. And there's a lot of stocks that it brings up with it. Okay. All right, let's move on to the options chain here. There is a big reason why we got rejected here, right? So at the $18 level by Friday, they, the shorts, whoever's buying puts, whatever, they do not want this above 18, guys, right? You see the volume here, 12,000. We're looking pretty good. We were able to get away from this range, right? The 15. So obviously the higher we can push, the better. And if for some reason we were get all the way to 25, above it, there's not really much volume holding us down. Okay. Oh, these are the calls. I'm sorry. You know what? These are the calls. These are the ones that we want to get in the money. You know what? I'm sorry. But what I was talking about is the puts. Okay. So the puts here, they're trying to bring it down to 15. Okay. So let's see what we got going here. Not a lot of volume actually in puts, but their goal for sure is going to try to close it out under 15, right, by Friday. Okay. So I see that on Reddit and Wall Street Bets, everyone's like, oh, by the end of the day, I don't really care when they buy, but I think it's a good idea because, like I said, if it's just buy and hold over time, guys, even these shares that they have right now, right, if we buy them up, what do they have left? Especially with a good earnings, guys. That is what causes a squeeze, right? That's what causes a squeeze, is like when there's no more shares, utilization, right? Everything is topped out, and then you get a catalyst, you get good news, right? So yeah, just wanted to point out the options chain always tells you a lot. And we closed at 1685. Nice. Okay. I already went over the article. The max pain is 15, right? So we're sitting good. This could be a bull trap as well, right? So they could just be trying to get people to buy these calls, the weekly ones or whatever. But remember, apes right now, we're buying shares, not options, right? For AMC. So 15 bucks is the max pain. All right. So we'll have to really see what happens tomorrow. And like I said, I think they're running out of ammo, guys. And I think they're going to start to exit their positions, not really take more shorts, because, for once it went down from 60 to 57 here. They shorted 8 million. But they always keep up with the volume, right? Okay. So last thing I'm going to touch on AMC here is a couple things, right? So 26,000 calls in the money as of right now, but this has dropped dramatically, guys. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we just buy and hold, and we get rid of these, right? This what they have left, we're gonna be sitting really, really good. Okay. And then here we had buyers today, right? So you had someone come in and buy 98,000 shares, 35,000 shares. Oh, they're holding, so they probably added to their position. But the greens are the new positions, the whites are existing. So Vanguard holding in this one right here in this fund, 1.3 million shares. Someone bought 10,000 shares. They're holding. Someone bought puts here though. And shares. Okay, just wanted to point out there's still some hedge funds coming in and buying. All right, cool. So that's all I got for AMC. I'm more paying attention to what's going on in the background, but the charts today are showing some bullish signals with, like I said, the volume and all that, the RSI and all that. So we'll have to see what happens. We need a few more green days of the third green day we've had, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe. So we'll see if we can keep that up tomorrow, okay? But yeah, if we get 2 more confirmation candles, that's a reversal, guys, all right? Let's move on to Lucid, all right? See what's going on with Lucid. This is the 10-minute chart. It was up 1.94% for the day. Volume was 38 million, and 69 million is the average right now. But what you see here, man, is nothing but strength. All right, guys. You see this? It's riding the VWAP, right? You see it bounce up. It lost it right here, came back down, but it hasn't. Now it reclaimed it, right? You see these green candles above it. So that's good. But I think it's gonna come try to test this 33 level next, right? And there is a lot of things going on in the real world with Lucid, right? Not just the charts. And I'll get to that in a little bit. But let's see. Let's zoom in. Yeah, you have, a good stair step in here, but you're in an uptrend right now, right? Which is good. So we have to see till when, this uptrend is gonna last. Let's see, we got a few touch points there, or I could draw it like this too, okay? Just to kind of show you that, it isn't an uptrend, guys, okay? It bounced here, it's trying to make its way back up, and it is going into strength right now. It closed into strength, right? So that's good to see for Lucid. Zoom out a little bit. And again, right, I have this extension Fibonacci here. That way it kind of gives me the idea, and it's following this thing to a T. So it must be a lot of institutions, a lot of hedge funds trading this thing, because now you see the levels where it's going, and it's it's following them pretty close, right? Pretty perfect. Okay, so if it can break this, right, we're gonna go up to around the 31, and then the hard resistance right now would be 33, because for a long time it was support, guys, right? But it broke right through. I think there's a gap here that needs to be filled, right? So I could see it coming back up to do that. The RSI is right now in the 15-minute chart at 58, so that's showing strength. And I think that's all I really got on the charts, guys. Yeah, I just wanted to point out we are currently in an uptrend, right? So we have to see how long this lasts. It can go all the way up to here before it gets rejected. If you're a bear, right, it's going to come down, test this level, 27, right? But they're getting a lot of attention, guys, like every week, right? Because there's all these articles, all these bullish articles that come out on Lucid and whatnot. And so there hasn't really been a lot of bad news, guys. It's just the market was in a downtrend. But remember, you know, I'm going long on this, right? So for now, I'm just trying to pick up shares as I go, right? That's all I really got to show on the charts, guys. What I want to touch on, let's see, is the options chain. Again, there was a reason why we got rejected pretty hard at 30, okay? There is volume on both sides of it, right? So on the calls, you got at the 30 strike, 10,000 right now in open interest. And then the next level will be 33. And then maybe 35 right there, right? That's on the calls. Now we go to the puts, and right here, look, if you look at 30, that's where you see the volume at, right? 28, 29, 30, right? Here's the big chunk of them. So if we can get past that level, guys, that's what I'm saying. Look at where we can run to, 34, right? You start to see so that's where the market makers know the levels of resistance and support, right? And that's what they try to play people on, okay? So that's the options chain. Okay, Lucid right here. This pretty cool video came out of this article, guys, like I'm saying. So I'm a car guy, right? So in a drag race, in drag races between Lucid and Tesla, one EV maker was a clear winner. Woo. Let's watch a clip of this. Oh, that's just the picture. How do I close this? Okay. This video, I'm gonna just play a little bit of this. Again, I'm gonna link this down below if you want to go watch this. But here we go. Just want to show you this clip. Look, it's a 10-second car, guys, right? The quarter mile, I believe. So there you go. 10.4 seconds at 104 miles an hour, I believe. So I won't be able to show you. I'm just going to read what it says at the bottom, right? And it was comparing cars that are very similar, right? So the Tesla Model S goes for about 125,000. The Lucid Air goes for 169,000, the one they had right there, right? Let's see. So that accredited the Tesla's launch mode, which torques up to the Model S Plaid's acceleration, so it can go from 0 to 60 miles in just 1.99 seconds. Of course, this zaps the battery power. It takes a few minutes to prepare for that kind of performance. The Lucid Air Edition does 0 to 60 in about 2.5 seconds, but it can do that without any weight. The one run that Lucid won came when Drag Times host Brooks Wellsid deactivated the Tesla's launch mode. Of course, this may be all irrelevant, but buyers weighing the purchase of a Tesla or Lucid, if there's a 1,100 horsepower car that comes out, do you guys want to see how efficient it is? Drag Times host asked in the video, or how fast it is, right? So yeah, if you want to check this out, I'm going to link it down below, all right? Another thing, guys, just with Lucid, they opened in Newport, right? Here's some tweets that came out on the 29th, right? Some pics. I love the gold color. Some people, right, checking this out. So if they're moving into the high end, you know, places, Newport, Scottsdale, right here in Arizona, freaking Beverly Hills, guys, they're going to have orders, right? I believe they're going to get, you know, and when they release their earnings, guys, I think they'll you know, tell us how many they've gotten in orders and so on, like pre-orders and all that, right? But yeah, I just want to show you that they're moving, guys. They're doing things that they need to do, right? It's just the market's down right now, so like I'm saying, I think this is a great opportunity to pick up some shares, all right, for Lucid. I think it's going to be a great long-term investment. Okay, that's all I really. Oh, last thing, this is what pisses me off sometimes, right? So we were talking about FTDs yesterday. Look at this. This is ridiculous. This is for Lucid, right? This just came out a few days ago or maybe yesterday. But this is the FTDs, right? Look, I just want to point this out. 10 million, guys, on the 11th, right? They were shorting it, right? And there was problems. There was high volume. So look at all these days. I mean, it hadn't been like that for a while, right? And then all of a sudden, boom. You tell me if it's market manipulation, right? Like I said, it touches on this, how they do all kinds of tricks and things to cover the FTDs, to cover the shorts, and not show the real short interest, right? So we all know that. Okay, so I'm moving on to BBIG, guys. Had a green day. This to me is a short squeeze play, but I just want to touch on kind of like where they're at. It's still in an uptrend right now, right? Not a lot of volume, so it was good to see that, you know, there's people out there that are anticipating the Cryptyde thing. They're probably trying to get in now, right? So they can be holding shares so they can get the free Cryptyde. But ever since down here, guys, look, it's in an uptrend, okay? Of course, I think it is going to come test this next level, so it's at 380. And that's going to be the next resistance. Now, if you're bearish, right, it's going to come down and come back to this 326. Now, if it breaks that, it would be a pretty big downfall, right? But you seem to have some kind of support here, right? You see how it bounced, got rejected. So this is all very bullish, right? Because it looks like it just wants to go up and test this next area, right? So we did see a lot of green yesterday. You see these just stair-stepping levels that keep going up, okay? Let's see, volume needs to pick up a little bit, and this is showing down. Let's see what the OBV, ooh, a lot of money flowing in. Look, this is what proves it. That's what the OBV shows you, right? Uptrend. Just kind of want to show you where they're at. And what I'm not looking at this like a long-term investment, to be honest, guys. I know that they're getting into blockchain and they're getting into, you know, the crypto world and all that, but I just don't really like the management. They're not very good at communicating and what their plans are and all that, and it's kind of like very closed off, right? So I'm just in this for the short squeeze, because it does have a high interest short interest, right? So they're just looking, you know, to spin off blockchain technology with the company Cryptyde, and it will trade on the NASDAQ under the ticker symbol TIDE. And it finally seems to be happening. Vinco Ventures announced last week that it filed the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission a few days later, said it had entered into a definitive agreement for a debt and common equity raise of $42 million. For every 10 shares of BBIG stock, shareholders would get 1 share of TIDE, all right? So they're looking to get into what I believe is the metaverse, is what I've heard, right? So maybe that can be a catalyst too. But as Investor Place colleague Eddie points out, Cryptyde plans on acquiring and creating Web 3.0 products and targeting consumer-facing Web 3.0 markets like video games, music, and art. It will also offer Bitcoin mining equipment and co-location services, right? Let's just kind of want to, you know, point that out with BBIG, because to me, this is still a high interest. You know, there's a lot of short interest on it. And with the new rules coming in, like I said, it's going to apply to all the stocks and all the short squeezes that are going to have to flip and cover their stuff, right? And enough with the crazy manipulation that we've been seeing, right? Thanks again, as always, guys, for stopping in. That's all I really got. Just wanna you know, laugh at them for a little bit for all they've done, right? And sorry, they deserve that, right? I mean, they were shorting hard, like excessively, right? All right, guys, so again, you know, I'll catch you tomorrow in tomorrow's video. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for watching.